Alright, good morning everyone. Hello, hello. And welcome to the stream. How's everyone doing today? Hope I find everyone well. Today is Saturday, the 5th of June, 2021. I am DSP, and I welcome you here to my final consecutive streaming day of the week. If you're not aware, that is right. Today's the end of my streaming week. And after today, I move on from streaming, become a plumber. It's going to be interesting changing professions. I hope you guys wish me luck in my new profession. You never know what's going to happen, right? Of course. Anyway, excuse me. Yes, my friends. No, I'm just kidding, obviously. Today is a full day of fun gameplay streaming. It should be a good time, and I hope you guys will join me and enjoy all day long. But it is my final consecutive streaming day of the week, and what that, of course, means is that tomorrow I have off from streaming, finally. It's about damn time. 6 straight days is a lot, man. But it's been a great week. I want to say thank you to everyone who was here this week, who chilled with me this week, who had a good time with games along with me, because, man, we did have a good time this week. You know, it was a good variety of stuff that we did, and some stuff I think is going to work out maybe a little bit more long-term, which is a good thing. And I'm happy and excited for that. This next week will be pretty damned interesting, because not only will we have continuing playthroughs, new releases, all kinds of crazy good stuff going on, but we've also got the beginning of the slew of information of all the new game releases, right? Finally, after all this waiting, like what the hell games are coming out this year, we're finally going to get some answers later this week, which I know you guys are very excited for. I'm excited for it as well. We've been waiting so damn long. We want our answers. We're going to get some of that later this week. Plus a big high-profile new release, a PlayStation 5 exclusive, coming out this week that I'm excited for. I know you guys are too. So anyway, thank you guys for a great streaming week. Let's have a good final streaming day of the week, shall we? So what are we doing today? I'll tell you what we're doing. We're finishing up my run in Mass Effect 1 Legendary Edition from this special Legendary Edition collection. It's been a fun ride for sure. You know, replaying this game, I remembered a lot of it, and some of it I didn't. So it was a good, interesting mix over the past couple of weeks. Although, admittedly, Mass Effect 1 is a shorter game in comparison with Mass Effect 2 and 3, which dramatically increased the length of the campaigns. This game isn't nearly as long. It's only around 20 hours long, roughly. You know, I did a little bit of side content with the Bring Down the Skies, the Batarian DLC. It was the only major DLC for Mass Effect 1. The other ones were more like story-based, weapons-based DLCs and the like, while the Bring Down the Sky was really the only major story-based one. So, you know, a shorter campaign means a shorter playthrough, and that's why we're beating it today. And people are already like, what, already? Like, yeah. There's only... If you take a look at Mass Effect 1, you've got the intro, Eden Prime, you've got the Citadel, and then after that, there's 3 major missions. There's Pharos, Novaria, and where you rescue Liara. I always forget the name of that planet. All right, and then once you do those 3, then you got Vermeer and Elos, and then the finale. And that's it. Like there's not that much to it. But it's funny because if you actually take a look at the story of Mass Effect 1, it feels like a more complete story than actually the ones of Mass Effect 2 and 3. In a lot of ways, the main campaign storyline is more interesting. Which is why I personally feel that Mass Effect 1 is an outstanding game. I always felt that was my personal favorite in the trilogy. A lot of people say they really like Mass Effect 2 the most. And I will concede that the character development and the side questing and stuff like that in Mass Effect 2 is outstanding. But, personally, I still think that Mass Effect 1 is my favorite out of all of them. So it's kind of bittersweet because we're going to beat it today, and it'll be really cool to go through the final sequence again after I had played this final sequence so many times back in the day. Like I said, I beat this game likely 3-4 times on Xbox 360. Then I played it for my original playthrough. Then I did another playthrough with the Renegade Femshep, and now here we are playing Legendary Edition. So yeah, this is kind of bittersweet for me because it'll be fun to beat it, but at the same time, this might be the last time I actually play Mass Effect 1, at least for the foreseeable future. I can't even imagine why I would bring myself to play it again at this point. It's kind of one of those been there, done that mentalities, you know what I mean? Now, Mass Effect 3, alright, is going to be interesting because I've only played Mass Effect 3 once ever when it was a new release. That was it. And, you know, Kat, my wife, was playing this collection over the course of the last couple of weeks, and she was playing through Mass Effect 3, and I was like, I don't remember any of this. Like, I feel like I didn't play this game or something. Like, I don't know what happened with Mass Effect 3, but man, I don't remember most of it. I basically remember the ending, and that's it. So, it certainly should be interesting. You know, as I play through the game another time here, to see what I remember, what I don't, see what choices I make, because I honestly don't remember much of it. I do remember that the combat, basically, they changed the game completely, and it honestly feels more like you're playing Gears of War than anything else. You got a dodge, you got a cover-based system, and all of that. So, I guess we'll see what happens. The other thing is, I'm not playing Mass Effect 2, and I'm going to explain this when we start doing the gameplay, but I'll very briefly explain to you why I'm not doing Mass Effect 2 in this Legendary Edition collection, because I just played it last year. I literally did a 100% run of Mass Effect 2 last year. Why on earth would I play it again now, only a year later, right? Like, I've been there, done that, and you know, I understand what's going to happen is, likely they'll import my character over, maybe for Mass Effect 1, but then they're going to say, oh, you know, do you want to import your choices? Sure, but then they're going to say, oh, but you got to make up all these choices from Mass Effect 2 because you didn't play it. And that's okay. It'll be, you know, a little annoying to have to do that. And I don't know if the choices are going to be 100% accurate or not from what I actually did in Mass Effect 2. But it is what it is. It is what it is. We'll see what happens. It should be a fun time. It should be a fun time regardless playing through the game because it's only my second run. And again, I don't remember much of the game, so that starts up today, and yes, after today, Mass Effect 3 will be a major playthrough that will be mixed in with all the other stuff that I'm doing on a regular basis, okay? Alright, so, Mass Effect 1 will absolutely conclude today. All we have to do left is rush to the Citadel, do the final gauntlets of combat in the Citadel, and the final boss fight and epilogue, and that's it. So then we'll definitely be able to start up with Mass Effect 3 today, okay? How far will we get in Mass Effect 3? Likely not too far. Probably the intro segments or whatever. And get into the major meat of the game. And then that'll be what we'll run out of time, I bet. So, but it should still be a good time. Alright? Tonight, the late stream is my weekly session of Danganronpa V3. So that should be a good time as well. We're in the middle of Chapter 4. And Chapter 4 is interesting because, number one, we have a character who may be dying, which is kind of interesting. We found some interesting things around the school. There's a mystery element going on. We're finding some more developments and things like, you know, what's this written on the rock and stuff like that. So, that should be fun tonight. I hope you'll join me tonight, 6:45 p.m. for the continuation of Danganronpa V3 on the late stream, okay? Tomorrow I'm not here. Tomorrow is my day off from streaming for the week. So, you know, whatever you end up doing tomorrow without me, I would like to say have a good time. Please be safe. And enjoy your Sunday. I'll be back on Monday with full gameplay streams yet again. And what will I be back with? Well, on Monday, I'm going to continue on. I'm going to try to learn some more about Virtua Fighter 5. I played this a couple days ago. I played it with a character named Jeffrey. And I think the game was pretty good. It's a more straightforward fighter. It doesn't really have any gimmicks or anything to it. But the combat engine is definitely interesting and different from other 3D fighters I've played. So I did as best as I could in 3 hours to learn it and do some online play. I did alright. I got some wins. I'm interested in trying out other characters and other character styles, for sure. Because the character I picked was a big lumbering grappler guy. And I'm curious how different the game can get if you pick a character who maybe is a faster character or something like that. Okay? So, on Monday, that's going to be the main gameplay stream. Hope you'll join me for that. Then Monday night, it's the return of new Pokemon Snap. Now, listen, some people are already complaining about this. I'm like, geez, guys, come on. This is a playthrough that I played for a few weeks. It went on hiatus for a little bit. It's coming back this week, and we're almost at the end of it. For what I'm to understand, maybe 1 to 2 more sessions. And then likely that's the end of New Pokemon Snap. So I ask for your patience. If for some reason you hate this game, another couple streams it'll be over with. Some people really like it. They like to chill while I play Pokemon Snap. Okay? So that's going to be Monday night. And then Tuesday, we're going to swing back to Fallout New Vegas, which should be a great time. That playthrough's been good so far. The marathon went well. Yesterday I played it again. You guys really seem to enjoy it. So Fallout New Vegas coming on Tuesday. And then Tuesday night, the return of MLB The Show. Yes, I have not played MLB The Show in a while either. That will return as a chill stream on Tuesday night, okay? Then on Wednesday, we'll swing back and do more Mass Effect 3. Alright, so we'll actually do a major stream of Mass Effect 3 on Wednesday, my first. And then, Wednesday night will be the return of Divinity 2, which I know a lot of people have been saying, where is Divinity? Why is there no Divinity? Well, now there's Divinity, so you can stop screaming at me. Alright, it's coming. Alright. Stop that. Stop yelling at me. Okay. Now, well, I'm trying to remember exactly what I'm doing Thursday, and I think it's undecided. I think on Thursday I said I would either like to do more Virtua Fighter or more Fallout New Vegas. It really depends on your feedback. Like, whatever the viewers are liking more, I'll end up doing. And then Thursday night is Call of Duty, my weekly Call of Duty session, where we're going to attempt to get more kills with pistols to unlock a new pistol. And then on Thursday night, oh no, I just said that. Friday is the premiere of Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, a PlayStation 5 exclusive that everyone has been highly anticipating. You might say, this all sounds good, Phil, but what's going on with the coverage of all these new game release announcements that are coming out this week? You know, this week we've got Summer Games Fest. Coming up, we've got E3. Well, I will be covering it. Summer Games Fest, sadly, is not really a set kind of a deal. What I mean by that is, for one to understand, Summer Games Fest is going to be an ongoing event where there's going to be like days where the stream is running and they're going to have random announcements during the day, but there really isn't like a set time frame for companies to do presentations or anything. And the thing is, I'm not just going to sit here all day staring at the damn broadcast hoping that there's news or something. You know, I'm going to be playing games. So, you know, with Summer Games Fest, great. That's exciting. I hope that there's news, and if there is, I'll talk about it on the streams, but I'm not going to derail my normal gameplay streams for something that doesn't have, like, set time frames of when these events are going to be going on. All right? So, I'm looking forward to Summer Games Fest. I hope there's great news coming out of it, but it won't really affect my streams as such. Looking at the E3 schedule, quite frankly, the only day that I think I will be covering E3 in full would be Sunday the 13th of June. So a week from this coming Sunday. Reason being, that is a big day. You've got the Microsoft and Bethesda co-press conference. There's also, I believe, the Square Enix press conference that day. And they're like back to back. So it makes sense that my first stream should basically be covering those two major press events. But outside of that, you know, looking at everything, I'm like, man, you know, I don't really think that I should derail my normal gameplay and my normal scheduled stuff. Well, here's what I'm going to do. Outside of maybe random announcements here or there that I'm interested in that I want to talk about on my streams, okay? I'm going to do at the end of that week, not next weekend, but likely like the Friday or Saturday the week after, okay? I'm going to do the best and worst of Summer Games Fest and E3 2021 live stream event. And what I will do is I will go through running down all the stuff that was announced at Summer Games Fest, at the E3 event, etc. And I'm going to basically tell you my thoughts on all of it. So that way, I could cover all in one place rather than it being all disheveled. Because it is, this year, it's very, I don't want to say it's disorganized. It's just, it's kind of all over the place compared to previous years how they would handle this. And I don't want to have an entire week to week and a half disrupted. The thing is, previously with E3 would usually be a 3-day event. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And for 3 days, I'd cover it, and then we could get right back to normal stuff. But it's just not like that this year. You know, with COVID and everything screwing everything up, everything is so different now. And I don't want my streams to suffer because of it. So, yeah, I'm just basically just going to be kind of doing that one day, the 13th, where I'll be exclusively talking on that stream about those couple press conferences. But outside of that, I'll just do a big, like podcast, broadcast later on that week to give you my summarized opinions on everything, okay? I hope that sounds good to you. If not, if you're disappointed, I'm sorry. We can hope that maybe in the next couple of years things kind of get back to normal with the way that they're going to cover this stuff in the summer. It's just so weird the way that everything is going down now. And like I said, I would much rather on a daily basis continue to do my streams rather than have my streams completely derailed because of the way that things are happening this year. I don't want to have, for 3-4 straight days, 5 straight days, Phil isn't doing any games because he's covering these mini press events and shit, you know? I think that would be kind of silly. Okay. So all that being said, lots of gameplay coming up. You know, finishing playthroughs, starting up playthroughs, continuing coverage of Virtua Fighter 5. You know, coverage of these summer events. Ratchet and Clank coming out on Friday. It's a very exciting couple of weeks coming up here on stream. I'm very excited for it. I hope you guys are too. Good stuff. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, last night was the first time in 3 days or 6 straight streams that I was able to hit my support goal on the stream. And I want to say to anyone who was here last night, thank you. It was actually a great stream. It was pretty entertaining with, you know, Street Fighter gameplay. People were asking interesting questions about Street Fighter that I was able to answer. And the support was great. So thank you to everyone who was here for that. I would hope we could try to keep that momentum going now that we've gotten it back. Because, as I've told you guys, I am 100% reliant on crowdfunding at this point. It's all about me putting out fun content for you guys and you guys supporting it daily on the streams, right? And the truth is that I'm nervous because I have to get past the next 2 to 3 weeks before I get paid by YouTube. When I get paid by YouTube for everything that happened in May, including the super chats, including the memberships that you guys joined here, and also the ad revenue. I feel like I'll be back on track, just like I was when I was doing stuff on Twitch TV in their partnership program, but I have to get to that point. And in the next couple of weeks, I've got multiple condo dues payments. I got my internet bill. I've got my mortgage coming up. So I got all this stuff coming up. And admittedly, yeah, I'm getting nervous because I need to raise enough via tips exclusively to afford everything. All right? So, if you like my streams, thank you in advance for any kind of contribution that you would give me during a live stream, because again, it is your crowdfunding that keeps me going. Now, whether that means you become a channel member here, and by doing that, you get all kinds of fun stuff, including a chat crown badge. Your name will show up as green in the stream chat. You get access to a bunch of emotes. That is appreciated. Okay? Whether you do a super chat or a super sticker, those are appreciated, and I will shout those out as long as they are not, you know, negative, toxic, or derailing. But, in particular, the best way to support me right now is by tipping me. That's what I need the most support with right now. That's why I have the tips goals in effect for what they are every stream. Please, if you can, tip me today. If you look at the description of the stream, you'll see the link. You can click on to send a tip, or if you type !tip into the stream chat, it'll do exactly the same thing. Please consider contributing, if at all you can. All right? If not, that's perfectly fine. Contributions are not mandatory on my streams, but I do need the help right now in the short term. Once I get to this 3rd week of June, where I'm starting to get paid by YouTube, I can get back into the swing of things, just like I was on Twitch, and then things can kind of get back to normal. All right? Excuse me. So please, if you can, please contribute today via tipping. If we raise $50 in tips, I'll put on the Gunner glasses. For $100, I'll put on a vest. We'll talk about which vest you guys would like. And please, if we can, please, I hope we can hit the tips goal today. Like I said, it's been 6 straight streams, and then we finally hit one. I was like, damn, you know, things were lagging behind so bad at a time when I need it the most. So thank you in advance. All right, guys? All right. I have a couple stories I want to talk about today. The first story is about Medium. So who knows what Medium is? You guys know what the Medium is? You ever heard of it? Well, what it is, it's the size between large and small. It's actually one of the more common sizes. So a lot of the times you go to the store to get something in medium size and it's sold out because it is a more common size. However, that's not what I'm talking about. We're talking about the video game called The Medium. All right? This game came out back in January. It was the first Xbox Series S and X exclusive. Now, at the time, it was rumored it was not going to be. And in fact, originally this game had been posted up that it was going to be on Xbox One. For some reason, during 2020, there was a about face, and it became the very first ever Xbox Series S and X exclusive. Okay? Came out in January to mixed reactions. Some people thought the game was good. Some people thought the game was terrible. Some people thought the game started off good and then ended up being boring by the end. It seemed like people were not of the same consensus when it came to how they felt about this game. All right? Personally, I thought that the game looked good, but I had no opportunity to play it because I didn't have an Xbox Series S or X. And therefore, I basically missed out and didn't really have much to say about it. Now, as the months kind of passed by after the release of the game, and, you know, there was more information about the game, most people on my streams who had played it said, nah, it was okay. It wasn't anything to go crazy about, but at the same time, it was an alright game. But as for a console exclusive, yeah, it didn't really do that much to showcase much at all. It was more of like, okay, if you have the Xbox Series X, play it because it's the only exclusive available. So here we are, months later, right? There still has not been a single Xbox Series S or X exclusive outside of Medium. This console has now been out since November, and this is the only game that's exclusive to the console. Every other game released for the console is cross-platform. Okay? Not to say that that's some huge thing. If you take a look at the PlayStation 5, I mean, what do we have on there? Demon's Souls, which already has a million versions everywhere else. Godfall, which everyone hates. Everyone says the game is terrible. A terrible launch title for PS5, right? And we've got Returnal, which is, again, another game that, personally, I didn't love. A lot of people apparently did. Screaming Game of the Year. I don't know why, because if you compare it to other games, really, it's very bare bones compared to other games. But some people, I guess, just buy into the fucking rampant fanboyism. I don't know. But anyway, that's it. So you're talking one console has one exclusive game and one console has 3 exclusive games. Although this Friday, that'll change with Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. And we all, of course, are hoping that Ratchet & Clank is going to be an outstanding console exclusive game for PS5. Maybe that'll actually be like a system seller, right? So anyway, why on earth am I talking about Medium? Well, because, ladies and gentlemen, this morning on the internet, Medium was officially rated for the PlayStation systems. That's right. That console exclusive game is not even a console exclusive. It was actually a timed exclusive, but Microsoft didn't tell anyone that because they wanted people to feel like you needed to have an Xbox Series S or X to play the game, when in reality, all you had to do was wait a few months, and now it looks like it's going to be coming out for PlayStation. So it's kind of a, I hate to say it, kind of a bait and switch, because, you know, you felt one way about it, you believed what you were told, and now apparently they were lying. Now, is this really that big of a deal? I don't think so, because, quite frankly, I don't think anyone is going to be running out to buy Medium. Like, the game wasn't rated well. You know what I mean? Like, most people were kind of like, meh, it's okay. So, I don't think you're going to have a ton of people flooding to go buy this thing on PlayStation regardless. Would I check it out? I don't know. I guess it would be more dependent on what you guys think. I get the feeling what's going to happen is in the next week with Xbox games, with Summer Games Fest and E3, likely it'll be announced, oh, Medium's now cross-platform on such and such a date. And I guess what I'd say is if you guys are interested in seeing me play it on PS5, I would consider it. But let's see what you guys want. For me, it's kind of like, nah. I'm not really blown away by the whole idea of playing Medium when it's a game that was out for many months and people didn't really seem to love it or anything on when it was on just Xbox consoles. So, I'll leave it to you guys to determine what we do with that. All right? Fair enough? The other news story today, I just got to groan and shake my head and facepalm and do every kind of ridiculous, disappointing reaction to. Because I've been saying this, and I will say it again. Ladies and gentlemen, corporations, that is companies that pump out products for your consuming, should not pretend like they're at the forefront of social justice. They should not be trying to put out these social justice messages. They are companies that sell you products for consumption to make a profit and therefore push profits to their investors and the people who work for the company. These are not people who are pushing out socially just opinions. So whenever we have a company that decides that they want to do some kind of social justice initiative, I have to say, bullshit. This is obviously some kind of a company trying to look good, trying to save face, trying to basically make you forget about the things about the company that you probably don't want to focus on, and instead make you think like there's some kind of a feel-good thing to be a part of that company. Okay? I've said this, and by the way, I criticize every company for this. This isn't just in particular about what I'm talking about today, but I've called it out many times in the past. Every single company is guilty of this. These companies think that they're some kind of role models. You're a fucking company that pumps out a product for sale and consumption. You're not a role model. You don't need to come out here and tell me what's socially just and what I need to do and how I need to think. Okay? In my opinion, it's completely 100% hypocritical of these companies to do so. All right? But anyway, the reason that I'm bringing this up today, we got a story that I laughed at on Twitter and I shared with everyone, and I want to talk about it on the stream. Microsoft. Oh boy. Microsoft decided in all of their wisdom that to celebrate Pride Month this month, that's, LGBTQ Pride Month, that they would create a special Xbox controller with rainbow colors and a special design. That sounds like a good idea, right? To me, that sounds great. So what are they doing with this controller? Are they selling it for a profit? Maybe all the profits go to donated to a pride organization or a non-for-profit to support LGBTQ causes. Are they maybe doing a contest, for it? No. Microsoft has decided they're just going to send this controller out to special influencers and media. And that's it. The controller will not be given out to the common public. The controller will not be available for sale. And it will do absolutely nothing for the LGBTQ community at all. So I just want you to think about this for a second. Really, I just want you to think about this for 1 second. Okay? The whole purpose of Pride Month is to create awareness and a feeling of inclusivity for those who are in the LGBTQ community. A community that in a lot of ways feels like a lot of times they're isolated, that things are not for them, that things are prejudiced against them. They don't feel like they're accepted. And Pride Month is supposed to be the month that it's the opposite. Now they get to come out and show about face or front face who they are. They get to represent that community. They get to be proud of who they are, and they get to actually be accepted, right? That's the purpose of Pride Month. And I fully 100% support that. So to support a month where you want everyone to be included, you create a controller that's exclusive to only a small hand-picked group of influencers and media. What the fuck are they thinking? Like, huh? It doesn't even make any sense at all. Like, the whole point of Pride Month is to be included, and they created a controller that's excluded from everyone. Like, if anything, this is a perfect shining example of why corporate America and corporations should not get involved with social justice. Talk about being tone deaf and having no fucking clue what the movement is about. These people are fucking idiots. The best thing they could have done, in my opinion, make this controller available for sale for a limited time, so it makes it exclusive, it makes it in demand, and make it so that the profits for the sale of the controller go to LGBTQ causes. That would have been the best possible thing. Then you would have had people proudly showing off their controllers on streams, in videos. Wow, I paid for this, but look, it supports the community, and I proudly will use this controller because to show that I support this cause. Instead, a small group of people will get it, and they'll be like, oh, we're the special few who actually got the controller. We're so special. We're exclusive group. Oops. Oops. So anyway, I just gotta shake my head and be like, I just don't understand this anymore. I really don't. I just don't get it. Why do these companies continuously make these errors? Continuously. Why do they try? Just stop. Stop it. I don't need to know from Microsoft that it's Pride Month. I already know. I don't need to be told how to celebrate. I don't need to be told to do this or that. I don't need to be one of the special snowflakes who gets the Pride controller. All right? You know what I mean? Like, this is so stupid. At this point, just stop. If you're a major corporation, fucking stop. Just sell your products. That's all we care about. We don't need to hear from you about what we should be doing with social justice. We don't need to hear about any of your shit. Just sell your product and shut up. And let us, the humans over here who actually exist and aren't here for a profit, to be the judge of what's socially just and what's not. Let us decide for ourselves what causes we want to support or whatever. Stop it with these initiatives. It just makes you look fucking stupid continuously, right? So anyway, that's just my take on it. You could completely disagree. And that's okay if you do. But I just think it's stupid. I'm tired of seeing this nonsense. I really am. I'm just tired of seeing this stupidity from these companies who think... You know what it is? Here's what really gets me. It's the holier-than-thou attitude. That, it's virtue signaling. That's what I keep saying. It's virtue signaling. So now we're supposed to feel good about Microsoft because for the month of June, they put out Pride controllers. It's like, what? No. I don't feel good about Microsoft because you put out Pride controllers. Like, no. That's virtue signaling. That's dumb. Listen, as a human race, we can sit down together, whether it's on social media, in person, wherever. We can talk about these very important topics, and we could try to make it so that people in the LGBTQ community feel included. They feel like they can push forward who they are as people, and they're not going to be judged against. There's not going to be bigotry against them. They're going to be judged fairly. They have a place, a welcome place in our world. Whether it's on game streams, whether it's on social media, whether it's in real life, wherever it is, they are welcome and they are included. Not excluded or treated differently because they are LGBTQ. That's stupid as shit. I've always said everyone has a right to be happy. I don't care, if it's some ridiculously mainstream acceptable way of being happy or not. It's fucking bullshit. Everyone has a right to be happy, okay? But I don't need to be told by Microsoft about it. Microsoft, you make games. That's all I care about. Make fucking Windows, make games. Stop shoving it down my throat. Holier than thou attitude. It's just virtue signaling because you want people to think better of you. It doesn't work. It backfires every fucking time for me. Every time I see it, I'm like, well, now I'm turned off from that company. I don't want to fucking deal with them because they think that they know better than me. Just tired of this stupid shit. I just want them all to shut the fuck up and do their jobs well. Because if they did their jobs well, maybe they wouldn't need to virtue signal constantly. You ever think of that? Maybe they wouldn't have to deflect from the fact that this is happening and that is happening. If they did their job well, we wouldn't care about that, right? So they just need to stop with their bullshit. And again, this is just me talking about Microsoft today because they're the ones in the limelight this morning. But it's constant, these companies doing this. They think that they're like, a company is not a person. A company should not have an opinion on a social justice issue. You make a product. We were just talking about this yesterday when I was playing Fallout New Vegas, that people are like, oh, you can't eat a certain brand of chicken sandwich because the company that owns, or the people that own the company are politically one way or the other way. Really? So you're telling me I can't just eat a chicken sandwich anymore? When I'm going to go to a store, I now have to research the people behind who makes the chicken sandwich to determine whether or not it's in my own political view structure before I buy a chicken sandwich. Like, no. How about no? How about enough of this horse shit? How about we just enjoy life And we realize that there are social justice issues that need to be in the limelight, and we don't need to have fucking companies shoving opinions one way or other way down our throats. How about we stop being influenced by major corporations to begin with? We don't buy into their marketing bullshit, and instead we just judge for ourselves like independent, intellectual individuals. And I think that, sadly, that's part of the problem. As a society, we want to be guided around and being told this is right, this is wrong, this is the feel-good movement of the moment, instead of think for your fucking self for 5 seconds and make the determination yourself. How many people jump on a social justice bandwagon just because everyone else is doing it and they want to feel like, oh, I'm part of this feel-good movement, instead of, oh, I actually thought about the situation for myself and I came to my own intelligent self-determination that this is right and this is wrong and I should feel this way or that way, right? So now people are like, I've completely lost them. I could tell. Because when half the stream and no one's talking and the other half people are just trolling, I can tell that absolutely no one's in my same thought structure. So I guess I'll just move on. Okay. Let's do some shout-outs. Pizza Napolitana took me $1.30 and says, is Commander Shepard a real person? Yes. Yes. Many millions of years ago, Commander Shepard, they call him now the Shepherd. He's just the Shepherd. He's the one who saved the universe. All right? You may not realize this, but the Mass Effect trilogy is actually based on a true story. Yeah, it's true. He saved us from the Reapers. The thing is that the story has been lost to time. You know, over time, we, things get lost in the shuffle. And that's the problem. Like, people thought that it was just a game, but it's not. He gave the ultimate self-sacrifice on the Citadel to save us all. He did. Anyway. I guess that's just for you to judge, isn't it? Just like everything else in life, it's for you to judge if you think Commander Shepard's real or not. Anyway. Snow Carl, to me $1.30 says, I'm wondering if what you and Kat are planning for the summer, any day trips to Seattle, Portland. No, we're not planning anything. You can't plan anything. Right now, things are still semi-shut down. Right now, everything's uncertain. People are acting like everything's normal. It's not. All right? Our state, Washington State, is supposed to open to 100% capacity in July. So we're going back to normal supposedly in July. But what's going to happen if our fucking coronavirus numbers go up again, right? We're not going anywhere. We're going to be right here working, doing normal shit. We're not planning anything. We're not doing anything risky. We're doing normal stuff. Timbo Slice tipped me $1.30 and says, Xbox has done this in the past. Tomb Raider was an Xbox timed exclusive. I can see Bethesda games doing the same thing. That's correct. If you remember, what was it? Was it Rise of the Tomb Raider? Or was it Shadow of the Tomb Raider? I think it was Shadow of the Tomb Raider, wasn't it? That one was, it was out for Xbox for like a year, and then it got ported to everything else, and by then no one cared. Right? But you're right. The thing is, I don't think anyone knew. Like, when Medium came out in January, was anyone saying, oh, timed exclusive? No, everyone was like, console exclusive. You have to have an Xbox Series X to play this thing. And now all of a sudden, it was huge news this morning when the rating hit the internet that the game's rated for PS5. People were not expecting this to become a PS5 game at all. They thought, it's going to be, Xbox forever. So why would it be huge news otherwise? And it is. It's huge news all over the internet. Everyone's talking about it. Snow Carl took another $1.30 and says, I 100% support the gay and lesbian communities, but I also really hate commercialization and corporations surrounding pride. I don't understand why they group sexual orientation with gender identity. Am I wrong, or is this an okay view to you? I think anyone who's trying to make a buck off of this is fucking pretty gross. Listen. Black Lives Matter. Very important movement in the last year to have awareness that African Americans in the United States, their lives matter. They should be treated equally with everyone else, and the police should stop treating them unfairly and or brutalizing them in the attempt to apprehend them during crimes. Just 100%, it's bullshit. It needs to change. Does that mean every company should try to find a way to make a buck off of Black Lives Matter? No, that's evil. That's fucked up stuff. That shouldn't happen. Yet it happens all the fucking time. It's gross how these corporations try to jump on these bandwagons to turn them into something commercial, right? Same thing here. Pride Month and everything. Oh, what can we sell rainbow colored this month to make some money? No! If you're going to do a Pride Month controller, have it be a charity event. You're selling this controller. There's only 1,000 available. The controllers are going for $100 each, but all proceeds from the controller goes to Pride charities. That would be the way to go about it. Not, oh, we're exclusively handing out a handful of these only to special snowflake exclusive influencers and media. It's like, dude, did you miss the point of Pride Month? Yes, you did. If that's what you're doing, you're an idiot. Whoever fucking thought that marketing campaign up is a fucking moron. But no one should be benefiting or profiting from these movements. That's the point. The whole point is that you're supposed to have social justice change. People collectively as a populace, you're supposed to say, we recognize there's an issue, we acknowledge the issue, we want to change for the better. Not, how can we benefit personally from this issue? No. And that's what a lot of these corporations do. And it's pretty gross, in my opinion. Big Papa Phil did a $5 tip, and he says, great stream of Street Fighter last night. I haven't been able to watch live the past few weeks, but I've been catching the uploads and wanted to show some support. Thank you, Big Papa Phil. Yeah, last night the stream went pretty well. There was some trolling. There was definitely lag. But in particular, I got a lot of matches in. It was a pretty good time. And you know, it's kind of interesting when I've played games for so long and I still learn stuff. And I do. Playing that game on a weekly basis, sometimes I learn stuff, and I learned like 1 to 2 things yesterday about it. I was like, wow, I'm still learning to this day. For games that I played all these years, I'm still learning stuff, which is pretty neat, admittedly. And you know, that's why I like doing the Street Fighter streams once a week. I get to bring my knowledge to the table from years and years of playing these games, but also with all the scenarios and things that we see happen in the matchups, I get to learn stuff too, which is pretty fun. So, thank you very much, Big Papa Phil, for the support. Albert Steen says, can I give a shout out to my trans viewers? I'll give a shout out to anyone in the LGBTQ community right now. Happy Pride Month, and for anyone who does watch my content, thank you. I hope that I bring a smile to your face, whether it's intentional or not. Whether I'm actually I'm entertaining you purposefully, or whether my fails and foibles just make you laugh. I hope that you have a good time with my content. Thank you for watching. There you go. That's correct. Totally not Manny thinks says, what knowledge sometimes you claim you don't know matchups of Super Turbo. That's right. Because I don't play every character at a high tournament level. You know, I would argue that characters such as DJ, Balrog, Vega, I probably know most matchups with those guys and have played most matchups with those guys very many times. But you know, other characters that I play with, like last night, I learned something with Cammy. Why? Because I like Cammy as a character, but I don't play with her at a high competitive level. I just mess around. I mess around in that game, and that's how I learn, by just dicking around with characters who I'm not necessarily great with. But that's how you learn, is by playing. Not by studying, not by watching videos, but by actually playing the game. That's, back in the day, there was no YouTube, there was no Twitch, there was none of this stuff. And basically, you had to play the fucking games to learn them. So that's how I did. I went to arcades and I played them. I went to tournaments and I played and I played and I played. And that's how I like to learn. I like to actually see an example and then try it myself, or just mess around myself and learn from trying live, rather than being some kind of a scholar to try to figure shit out. You know, that's how I've always been. So, thanks to those who do support those weekly streams. It's a lot of fun for me. Okay. Haha, yes. Atlas to me $1.30. He said, the 5-finger pressure point ball buster move. Great stream yesterday. I won't spoil what that means, but that's a direct reference to last night's stream. So for anyone who was not here last night, you're going to want to watch back those videos right here on DSPGaming, because the Fei Long gameplay was pretty funny. I couldn't stop laughing and I couldn't concentrate on the match. Oh my god. Oh, let's see here. With Dre Day, tip me $2. Says, any chance of bringing back Fortnite for Battle Royale lulls? I know you hate the turbo builders, but I win just playing matches like PUBG. I mean, I know how you say, oh, bring back, but I don't know how like that would be bringing it back. I barely ever played it. I remember at first, when Fortnite went free to play and became a Battle Royale, because remember, at first it wasn't. At first, Fortnite was actually tower defense with zombies. I know. Does anyone remember that? No, no one does, do they? It was a tower defense game with zombies. And I didn't play it. Then it became free to play, and I decided that I would try it out to see what it was. I played it for a little bit. I said, okay, I get what it is, and that was it. Then the game became virally popular, and people wanted me to play it again. So I played it again. And, you know, I remember playing it, and I actually won a match. And I was like, this is ridiculous. These people have been playing this game nonstop. It's a virally popular game, and here I am just jumping in, and I win a fucking match. This is so stupid. And the thing that I didn't like about it, two factors. Number one, yes, the building. I hate the building in Fortnite. If I'm going to play a shooter, I want a shooter. Not a shooter where you're also building like Minecraft and you're doing stupid cartoony shit. And also the RNG factor. Because there is an RNG factor to the combat where sometimes you'll hit someone dead center and the game's like, oh, well, because of this calculation, you missed. It's like, well, go fuck yourself. I just want to play a shooter then. I don't want to play this stupid shit. So I never really liked it. I went back to it at least another time, probably about a year or more later, just to see what it was. And again, it was pretty much the same shit. It never really changed. It's just new maps, new skins, but it's always the same thing. So, for Battle Royale, I'll be honest with everyone. Battle Royale, when I first started playing it with PUBG, remember, it was on Xbox One exclusively for consoles. I played that for like 4 or 5 months. It was something different because it was total variety for my streams. Then I started playing other games. What was that other one? It wasn't DayZ, was it? It was the other variation of it or whatever. I played that for a bit. That was free to play. Then Black Ops 4 Blackout came out. And Black Ops 4 Blackout, in my opinion, was the epitome of Battle Royale. It was full 60 frames per second, actual gameplay where everything was reacted to when you did inputs, unlike some of these games that lagged to shit. Okay? The graphics were good. I felt the gameplay was good, although admittedly it was a little broken. It wasn't as balanced as I would have liked it to be. But it was still fun. I played the shit out of Black Ops 4 Blackout through all the updates and everything they did that whole year, remember? I played them all. I thought it was exceptionally fun. Then, Modern Warfare came out, and they changed it into Warzone, and I fucking hated it, because the whole gameplay changed. It was a different engine. It felt sluggish. It felt shitty. Everyone was a tank with 4,000 armor on their bodies and wouldn't die. And I don't want to play this. This sucks. And since then, I really have had zero desire to ever play another Battle Royale game. Alright? Would I ever go back to Fortnite just for a fuck around stream? Yes. Would I ever go back to Fortnite regularly? No. I don't care about that anymore. It's just another fad that's came and gone. Even though there's streamers out there that exclusively are still playing games like Fortnite and Warzone, that fucking fad is dead. These people need to move on and stop trying to support this dead shit. Listen, just like the team-based looter shooter, just like 100 zombie games, just like all the motion controls, all the fads that in the last 13 years that I've been a content creator that we've seen, the fucking Battle Royale fad has to die. We have to stop supporting this shit. Because the longer that you say, oh, go back, we're going to play Fortnite and Warzone today. No! Move on. There's many better fucking games out there. I understand if you're kind of streamer where the kind of content that you like to put out is interactive with your community. And maybe when you play Battle Royale games, much like when I used to play PUBG and Black Ops 4 Blackout, those are streams where you have the opportunity to interact with your audience a lot. You can talk and have conversation while you're running through the buildings and looting and shit. I get that. But at some point, you have to look and say, can we move on? Like, seriously, it's fucking 5 years later. Why are we still talking about this shit? You know what I mean? Take a look at a game like Minecraft. That was a game that became virally popular, all right? But, I will tell you this. Look at how Minecraft evolved over the years. Look at the content people put out for Minecraft today compared to the Minecraft content from 10 years ago. It's dramatically changed and evolved to the point where now it's almost like it's a different game. People are doing completely different things with it. Battle Royale isn't improving or changing. It's the same shit, man. It's always the same shit. Why are we fucking supporting that shit? Why are people still fucking throwing any money at Fortnite? Explain that to me. Like, what the fuck does that game deserve any money today in 2021? You gotta be out of your mind. At least, my opinion. Alright, again, maybe some people will say, well, that's not true. I like Battle Royale. Fine. To each their own, but I'm just telling you my mentality. Like, I played Battle Royale for years. I thought it was fun. And then I moved on. Just like everybody else, it just seems like there's a group of people who are stuck in this Battle Royale is like the forefront of content creation. No, it's not. It's pretty much been left behind for about 2 years now, but people just can't seem to get out of that mode. I think that there is a group of content creators out there. They got very popular, all right? They got very popular making that kind of content in Battle Royale games, and now they can't get out of it. They're stuck playing Warzone constantly. They can't stop playing it because there's nothing else to play. That's like that. So they're just fucking playing Warzone constantly. Like, well, then stop. Go do something else. Oh, I can't. My community only wants to see me play Warzone. You worked yourself into a corner then, you know. I don't know what else to say. But, again, it's okay if people like it. It's just not for me, man. I've done it. Been there, done that. I've moved on. I like doing variety of stuff. I don't want to do the same fucking thing constantly. The one thing I always find myself going back to is old school Street Fighter, because that's what I grew up with, you know? So if that's the one thing I'm ever going to go back to, you know, so be it. But outside of that, nah. I mean, I really have no desire to go back and play Fortnite or any of these Battle Royale games at this point. Okay? All right. Anything else? Any other questions? I got through all the contributions. Any other questions? Any other concerns? Anything else to talk about before we go on our brief break here, guys? You know, Point Man actually makes a good point. He says, not even Ninja or other influencers are really playing Fortnite at all anymore, so Epic had to come up with crossovers. So they cross over Halo and God of War and Tomb Raider and Marvel to bring in more appeal because influencers just don't want to play it anymore. You're right. They've all moved on to do other stuff. Oh, Habib Gaming, well, happy early birthday. Sorry I won't be here for your birthday tomorrow, but happy early birthday. I'm happy to hear that. I hope you have a good day tomorrow. Okay. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, I guess we'll take a brief break here for me to use the restroom. When I come back, it's the conclusion of Mass Effect 1 Legendary Edition, and then we're starting up Mass Effect 3. Alright, thank you for a great pre-stream. I will see you all in a bit. And I recommend at this point you get a drink or a snack for yourselves, use the restroom yourselves, and I shall return shortly. Thank you very much.